step, you are ready to feel like finally build your campaign, right? Because you were able to figure out which landing page or which landing page you should use, which keywords you should use, and which headline description, right? Now you're ready for the big step, building out the campaign. So I'll walk you through on how to build a campaign from point A to point B, okay? Now let's when building out a campaign, you just go now. If you're currently not running any campaign, then you can you won't see any information like this. This is just for a client of ours. But in case you, let's say you already do have a campaign running, so you can just hit the plus, like just create a normal campaign. So it'll just be a new campaign, right? In this case. Okay, now when you get to this part, now since we are more looking to generate leads, we'll just go to leads right here, right? Because all these other ones typically they have a different purpose. Oh, let me just go back, went down. So all these other ones, other campaigns have different purpose, right? Sales is more like for e-commerce, website traffic is just more for like traffic to get to your site, product and brand. Again, something for e-commerce, and awareness just to get yourself out there, ad promotion. So in this case, do leads because that's what we're trying to tell Google, that we are trying to get leads for a campaign, right? That's what we're trying to generate leads, generate phone calls, right? Which is leads. And afterwards, after you select which campaign goal, you scroll down, right? Now here, if you're completely new to this, you won't have this. Since we already have like conversion goals set up, you don't have to worry about this, right? You can just click on to continue. But if you already have some information, it'll just automatically select it and you can just hit continue. Okay, now here's going to tell you which campaign type are you trying to use. Search, performance max, display, shopping, video, demand gen. Now in this case, search is going to be the one that we're going to select. Why? Because search is what we're trying to target, right? Anyone that's searching up our service, we want our ads to show up. Performance max. Now performance max is good for e-commerce, like, so if in case you have any product, this definitely works good with e-commerce. Right now, I haven't really seen it perform that well with lead generation at the moment, but I just know for e-commerce it works, right? And for display, it just shows up on different websites, so I wouldn't recommend this. Shopping, same thing for e-commerce. Videos more like for YouTube, right? And demand gen is just running also on YouTube, Gmail, and Discovery, right? So in this case, you would just select search, right? Select search, and you continue. And this one, you don't have to select anything yet because we're going to set up the conversion later. So you don't have to worry about selecting this. In this case, you can just select, put the name of the campaign you want to run. So if you're a personal injury lawyer, you can just put that, or any name that, that's relevant to your company or the name of your law firm. So after that, you hit continue and start new. Okay, now once we're on this step, now this is bidding. It's gonna have you select which one you want to focus on, right? Which now in this case is more like what are you trying to bid on? Now it's automatically gonna select conversion, and that's something that you don't want to start off with, right? Because you don't have enough data, correct? So you wouldn't select conversion just yet. Now at the moment, just click on clicks for now, but we will change this once we launch the campaign. It just doesn't give us that many options because Google is very tricky when setting up, because it will show all these other steps but won't show you these other bidding strategies only until you launched it, which Google can get tricky with that. So at the time being, just click clicks, right? And then after that, you can just hit next. Okay, here's another thing too. Google is so tricky, it's automatically going to select search network and display network. You definitely don't want this to be selected. Why? Because these are like Google partners. So these could be either on Gmail, Yahoo, which no one's using Yahoo, Bing, right? So you don't want none of this on here, right? So definitely it's gonna automatically check it, but unselect it. Never leave it checked. That's how you can start losing money for your campaign, because it's gonna waste clicks. Now for location, another very important topic to go over. Now you would select enter another location, right? And go to advanced search. So this one you have an option. I usually like to do radius, but you can do location. Now for radius, let's say we want to do Miami, right? In Florida. And we're saying we want to target 20 miles, right? In case I wanted to do a little bit more open, depending on the how much ground you can cover, right, for your law firm, you can just select 30, increase a little bit if you wanted to, and there you go, right? Now, if in case you say I don't, there's certain areas I don't want to target, you can definitely exclude them, right? Now I can show you once. It doesn't show right here, but until you launch the campaign, you can go to exclude location. But if not, you can do it by radius or you can do it by location, right? If there's certain locations you just want to target, let's say you just say Miami, let's say Dade, States County. You just want that. They'll just select this part, right? So there's certain areas you can target if in case you don't like the radius. I personally like the radius, but it's up to you on which area you want to target, right? So in this case, let's just stick with radius. So let me unselect this and save. Now, down here as well, where it says location options, you always want to select presence, people in or regularly in your target location. Because if you leave this on, because Google automatically has this on, it can show it to whoever shows interest. So it could be someone else in a different state or in a different area. And if in case they look up your ad and try to or look it up in that area, your ad can show up. And we don't want that, right? We don't want your ads to show up in different locations. So definitely put this in your targeted location. Always check this. Something important, because sometimes if not, you could just be wasting a lot of clicks and a lot of money. Languages, English, right? Audience segment, you can leave as is for now. You don't have to worry about any of these stuffs. And then go to more settings. You can just leave it at rotation, optimize best performing ads. So that's gonna, rotate which ads perform the best, right? We can just leave that as on. And the start date, you can just select which date you're gonna start the campaign and put an end date as well. So just select. So let's say if you're gonna run it for a month, say if we were to start the 17th, then the end date should be January 16th or 17th, right? Depending on how many days you want to run it. Well, if for a month, we'll just say December 16th, right? Or December 17th, right? Or I mean January 17th. Sorry about that. But yes, so any of those dates, if you want to run it for a month, to kind of test it out, or or if in case you need, to see how it performs, you can have it for a month, leave it for a month. Because let's say right now you don't put an end date, correct? If you don't put an end date, now Google doesn't know that. Let's say you put a budget in, right? If in case you put a budget in and you just let it, you don't put an end date, Google doesn't know that you needed to spend now. Let's just give it an example, 5K in 1 month. Google's not going to know that you're trying to spend 5K. So there's going to be days that it may spend so little, or some days it might spend high. So I always recommend put an end date, so that way Google knows you're trying to spend 5K in just that 1 month, if that's the budget for this campaign. Now, ad schedule, another important factor, will depend on your law firm, right? Now, if in case your law firm is only operating from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., then that's what you just select, right? You just go to Monday to Friday and then select the time, right? From 9 a.m. and then 5 p.m. down. In case you're closed Saturday, Sunday, you just leave it as is, right? But if you are open, you have some people taking phone calls for you, then you can put in those times. And after that, you just go back to more settings again. And then after you've done all that, you can finally start, you can click on next. Now here's where it comes to our keywords. Remember how I said to have your keywords? So let's just say right now you had your keywords, right? So let me go back down. Or yeah, so let me, sorry about that. It's a little bit slow today. So let's just say for our keywords, right? So you can just put the keyword, right? Immigration lawyer. Let's just say this was the campaign for immigration lawyer, but if not, you can put immigration lawyer near me. Attorney, right? Or if in case you're a personal injury lawyer. And just keep going from there, right? The keywords that you want to target. Now, the keyword planner, you definitely want to use that as well to kind of give you an idea which keywords you want to use. Now, I recommend usually starting off with like at least 15 keywords in your campaign. Well, in that one campaign for that one ad group, because in the campaign you can have one campaign in different ad groups. Now, if in case you have like one, if in case you have have different practices, right? So if in case you offer personal injury and then you offer family law or estate, then you just have different ad groups, right? Because you're offering different services, like different practices. And that's when you will make like different, because you don't want to put like this example, personal injury with immigration. It wouldn't make sense. You gotta keep them separate, right? One ad group just for immigration, one ad group just for personal injury, and one ad group for a business lawyer. You just want to keep them separate so it makes it all relevant. Now, let's just say right now you put all your keywords. Now, if you were using phrase match, just don't forget, if you're gonna use that tool, which will help out. Let's just say this you did just copy and paste right now. It was in parentheses. It'll just go right here with the parentheses that I had showed you in the example, and you just go like that. So basically, it would already, you just copy and paste it in here. So let's just say you already have got the information, you just copy and paste it in here. Now, after you put in your keywords, right, you go down here, and this is where like if the website, let's say you have a website that already correct. So if in case you have a website, let's actually find one. So let's see right now. Let's just say, let's just click on one. And let's just say this was ours. Now I know this is a website. I know I covered this already in the other example, but let's just say this was one page. We got our landing page already. So let me go back. We just paste it in here. Okay, not sure what's going on here. Yeah, not sure what's going on here. It's not copying. Actually, let me open up a browser on here. Maybe that's why. So apologies for the delay. So let's just say it's this one. Okay, so click on this. Let's just say this was our ad, right? Or our landing page. So we just select this, copy, and then we go back to our campaign. Now we can paste it. There you go. Probably just because I was using a different one compared to this one. Now display path, you can put like, let's say if you offer free consultation, you can put that here, or book appointment, right? Or call us today. Let's just say call today. That's our path. Call today. Now phone numbers, let's just say right now you want to put a phone number you add, which I would highly recommend. Definitely put one. Right now, it already has some phone numbers in here, so I'm just gonna select the ones right now. So let's just say this was the one I wanted. Now, typically you won't have this already in yours because you would have to, put the phone number, but this is where it'll show on your ad. So I would highly recommend that and just apply. After doing that, you're good to go. Now you go to the headline. This is where I was talking about, having, the right headlines. So here you can put top personal injury lawyer. And then here you can put a call to action, right? Call us today for free No, it may not fit in here. Yeah, it's not gonna fit it because it goes by 30 characters. So you can just put call us today because sometimes it doesn't always show. There's only 30 characters for each headline, which is not as long. So you can just put call us today, right? Because you're still putting a call to action. And let's say you've been in business for 25 years, so you can put 25 plus years in business to give it credibility, right? So remember, first headline, kind of something that makes you stand out, right? Because you're a top personal injury lawyer, or you could be the number one personal injury lawyer, like something that makes you stand out. Second one, call to action. Third one, credibility. Now these three steps you repeat them 3 times, right? It goes again because you're gonna have up to 15 headlines on here. So you just repeat it 3 more times, so that will kind of give you up to 9. You just have to come up with like the other 6. I would say you can just put like another, like either something that helps you stand out, right? Something like you can put, something that you can put, if for example, for personal injury lawyers, you can put no win, unless they win, then they don't get paid, right? So something that if you have some saying, if you don't help them win, then they don't owe you, then they don't pay nothing, right? So something like, you can put something like that, or free consultation, or well, the free consultation you would already have, but anything that makes that makes them, there might be something that you do offer, or maybe for first time, maybe you have something going like that you help other people, right? Maybe you offer special payments. Maybe you can put that, right? So something that you only offer, you can start putting those 6 because you already covered all those 3. Now you might be wondering, you only saw those 2 headlines, right? Now having the 15 headlines, you can have up to, I would say, 10, but I would say 15 is still good. Now what happens here, let's say once you fill all these in, Google is going to optimize it, right? It's going to figure out, now in the beginning, it's going to try to figure out which headline converts the best, right? So it's going to try to select which one is going to convert the best and show it more often than the other. And that's how you start collecting data for your campaign. So once you do that, you put all the information in here. And then for description, oh, here we go. You can have up to 4. Now I recommend put up to 4. So like I mentioned in the description, you can put something like on here. You can put award-winning law firm in, let's just say right now, award-winning law firm in Miami. Call us today to book an appointment. It does give you up to 90 characters to put in, so you can put a little bit more information. Sometimes Google kind of helps you automate gives you some ideas. So in case you can't come up, you can select one, right? Highly experienced and successful immigration attorneys, call us today. You can literally select this one and you can just put call us today. There you go. And you didn't go too far off. So there you go. So you can kind of get some ideas too. Google does sometimes gives us recommendations. It gives you right here as well So you can just keep going in and put those recommendations, right? And same thing with headlines. Now, usually this one kind of gives you, I wouldn't really worry about this. So even if this one says average or good or excellent, you don't have to worry about this. I worry more about it converting, right? Than this one. Google, this is just Google's little tool, but I wouldn't really worry so much. Even if yours says poor, the your campaign could perform better than someone that actually says excellent. It's just the way you structure it, right? So after you, let's just say right now we put everything in here. You can add an image, right? You can definitely add an image, like a logo. If you have one, you can add it right here, or even right down here, the business logo. And then let's just say once you add all those, you can click next. Now it's gonna tell you what's your budget, right? So let's just say right now our budget, let's just say our budget was our daily budget. Give me a, yeah, there we go. So let's say our daily budget is confirm. So let's just say it's 100, right? Let's just say it's 100 right now. Then we'll just put that budget, right? If it was our daily spend. So it's going to tell us we're spending about $700 per week if that was our budget for daily. We just select next. Now it's checking for errors right now. So if in case it's taking a little bit while, just be patient because they might be checking for if in case you miss anything or anything. That's what it's checking for right now. So it might be a while. So I'll just kind of wait. If not, I'll just. But you saw how we built it, right? So in case, let's say once everything's good, it's gonna tell you which one you may have to go back onto. So after that, I'll just say correct that one that you might be missing. But in this case, let's just say you put all the headlines, all description. There really wouldn't be any more error on the end, even with all the ones that we cover right now. So there we go. It's just saying that right now because I need to confirm some things. But so let's just say right now that it did. So what we will do in this case, I'm not gonna launch it because I'm not gonna launch any campaigns right now. But let's just say once you put all the information in, afterwards you can just kind of exit out of here. So let me just get out of here. So let's just say once we publish it, it will be published live. Let me just show you a live campaign right now. We can just discard this. So it's showing in draft right now. But now here's a live campaign, right? So if in case, let's just say right now, once you launch it, right, you're gonna see all your data going down here. It's going down. Let's see right now. So you can start. Well, right now you won't see any of this, but this since we've been running the campaign, that's why we're able to see the information all here, right? How much we're spending, everything. Now, like I mentioned, once you do launch your campaign, you know how for the bidding you select the clicks. This is where you would go to settings. And then you select bidding. You go down to bidding where it says bidding. And then you just change bidding strategy, right? And let's go down. Now, it's going to be all the way in the bottom where it says select a bid strategy directly. It's going to even tell you not recommend it, which you don't need to listen to. And then afterwards, this is where you select manual CPC. Now, what manual CPC is something that I recommend that helps with campaigns that are just getting started. This is means you're more in manual control, meaning that you can tell Google how much you're willing to bid and spend for each clicks on your campaign, right? Now you might see that this campaign right here that we're running has maximized conversion, but you can only have it on maximized conversion once you collect enough data for the month. So let's say you already got 15 to 30 conversions, leads in 1 month, then you can now convert it to maximize conversion. And after, you can even change your bidding strategy as well afterwards. But to even get there, you have to make sure that you start off either with maximized clicks or manual CPC. But I prefer to like manual CPC because I like to be in control, right? I'm not changing this because I don't want to mess up with any data, since it's performing well with maximized conversion. So let me exit out here. So yeah, so once you launch your campaign and everything's set to go, it's gonna just say in progress, just like here, or pending. Usually they will usually approve this within 24 hours, and you'll get a notice in case there's something not. But usually if not, then it will be approved, and that's how you build a campaign. It's quite that simple, but I would say still go through the first steps of learning how to understand a landing page, right? So even if you're not the person that builds, or you have someone build it, or you even build yourself, you have an idea how to build what's considered a high converting landing page, having good headlines and description, and having the right keywords to use for your campaign, right? Having up to, like I would say, starting off 15. You can always add more as time goes on, which one converts the best. But starting, I would say 15, because there's a lot of times that I realize that a lot of like law firms or anyone that's running ads for their campaign, sometimes they have over like 200 keywords when just starting. I wouldn't recommend putting that much because it's just a lot of mess with keywords, and sometimes Google's not even going to use them. So I say keep it clean, keep it organized. 15 is good to start off with, right? So I would say that's it for building a campaign, and I hope this helps in helping you create your own campaign and making sure it's structured the right way, like this example.